Wake up the dying, don't wake up the dead. Change what you're saying, don't change what you said. Now that it's time that I got out of bed and I walk myself down Sycamore Street. The sun beats down, no shoes on my feet, and I stumble on a daisy through concrete. Pink and brown babies in pink stroller cars. They know that it's good, they don't care where they are. They know that home doesn't feel very far, and I walk myself down Sycamore Street. The sun beats down, no shoes on my feet, and I stumble on a daisy through concrete. Airplane is flying up in the sky, making a pattern with the white lines. Looks like a heart or maybe a pie. And I'll walk myself down Sycamore Street. The sun beats down, no shoes on my feet, and I stumble on a daisy through concrete. A daisy through concrete. Alright, that was A Daisy Through Concrete by the Eels. My name's Gravity Groove. Welcome to Not Safe for Work Magic, and today we're going to be playing a little standard. We have been locked out of the client for like 24 hours, along with most other people. There have been some server errors and other issues, and we just haven't been able to make it playable. But we are going to try to play a few quick games here, and we're going to be using the latest rogues list that we have found online that we have the cards for. This one's a little different than the previous one we'd be using. It has less counter spells, which I tend to like more counter spells, but you know, because we're trying mostly to be able to beat the Sultai Ultimatum deck is the deck that is the most annoying and the most popular. So we're trying a deck that has a little bit of play against that, and we're going to see how it does. We have Of One Mind, which I've never really understood the utility of this inclusion. I understand that it is occasionally a 1 mana draw 2, but it's at sorcery speed, so I really fail to see the need for this card when you have Into the Story and potential better inclusions, such as Maze Mind Tome, if you want to be able to go long and win matches like that. But I am just going to play this as it is. It was a 7-0 list from a recent tournament that won the person who played it $5,000. Insight Esports Tier 1 $5,000 opened. It went undefeated. So we're going to try that, and the sideboard is basically the same, except we changed 2 Crippling Fears into 2 Pestilence Haze because we only have 1 Crippling Fear. And that is it. We're only in silver, so the meta we see is going to obviously be quite a bit different than what would be representative of a real competitive meta. But let's give it a couple shots here. Generally, I feel like lower on the tier, removal is more important because more people are just trying to squish you. Not a sponsor. Nice. Huh. Basically mono red aggro. Could be Naya though. Oh. Got ourselves a cycling matchup, huh? Oh, we did not get the second black mana we wanted for Christmas. This is basically an impossible matchup to win. We accelerate them into their game plan. I feel like every time I sit down to play Magic, I always end up in this spot where no matter what deck I pick, I end up playing against the deck that just completely stomps it. So we can counter basically anything they cast here. We don't want to counter that. So we've got Into the Story. Got Into the Story or Drowned in the Log. Opponent's flooding out a bit. Wow. Okay. Not entirely sure why you quit there. Lull Mage's domination seems pretty bad. Crippling Fear and Pestilence Haze seem pretty good. This will cut a couple things that just die to our haze. We want at least one more counter spell. Disputes potentially counter the enchantment. Feed the Swarm potentially gets rid of it. Need the Soul Guide Lanterns. I don't entirely know who you're supposed to sideboard against this match. Yeah, I don't know what you sideboard against this matchup. Have not played against cycling with rogues ever. So we have something that potentially saves us from the flare. We can also just die to the Craig. Yep, having that on turn 2, pretty brutal. There's no option to counter it. Start making an army of 1/1s to go over us. We do have a pestilence haze to somewhat mitigate that, but it's still going to be problematic for us. We do want to get them to 8 cards so we can into the story before we have to use our Soul Guide Lantern, if at all possible. Okay, so we do have the mana for that now. Got 8 in there. Glass casket. That's probably fine. See if we get Mystic Disputed. It's definitely within his range. Pretty terrible for us. Does leave us our own Mystic Dispute up. We're probably just going to have to play Haze this turn. Pretty unfortunate that we didn't get a non-tap land offered there. really bad turn for us because of that. If we would have had a untapped land, it would have left a ton more options for us, but now we basically can't do anything. That's about the only thing we can do. Hoping he doesn't hit second dispute here. Cool. We do have one Feed the Swarm in our deck, but that's not a ton of help for us, really. Yep. So we don't have to worry too much about leaving counter magic up because we can always pop this and monster Queen's Flare. So that's one flare. And another Improbable Alliance. Sure. If he wants the flare, we'll just pop the Soul Guide Lantern. Well, that was dumb. With Rune Crab in hand. That was exceptionally dumb. I don't have any creatures I can get back. I can get back the soul lantern now, which is pretty nice. But I probably want a Pestilence Haze next turn, actually. We probably just want a Pestilence Haze next turn. I mean, can we race them down now? Maybe we can just race them down now. can just race them down. Gotta use the Heartless Act to try to protect the Lurrus block. Sure. Sure. Yeah. Cool. Well, that kind of went in our way. I don't think normally we're supposed to win that matchup. And I don't know if I sideboarded correctly. I can't find any current guides because no one was playing cycling when everyone wrote guides for this. Yeah, the most current one I can find in Google is like February 13th or something. Oh well, we'll figure it out. That was a long one. We'll try one more. Yeah, we got all our crap done, which is great. Oh man, I'm almost out of coffee.
Take your marks. Set.
Is anyone home? Anyone? All right. We've got Crab on 1, potential Soaring Thought Thief on 2. crabs in. Sad. Four color control. Okay. Another Artless Act. Well, the opponent has the absolute nut draw. And it's pretty annoying, not gonna lie. Kill spell, kill spell, kill spell. And we don't have a counter spell at the moment. Five colors? The fuck? Okay. Probably should have cast Of One Mind before playing the Fable Passage. Although if I hit a crab, I wouldn't be able to cast it and get the mill anyway. Looks like I just helped him out. Sure. This is just a really ugly version of Ultimatum. You just need to find a counterspell ASAP. There's no way to do this and not lose some crab value. Frostbite? Wow. It's just mono removal. It's just mono removal. 4 removal spells. Fuck my life. I can't fucking cast this goddamn spell. Huh. It's just infinite removal spells and then Ugin. Got it. Got it. Well, Bloodchief's Thirst will be good here. It's infinite removal spells and then Ugin. We haven't drawn any of our counter magic yet. This draw's been, well, would normally be pretty good. Our opponent didn't kill every single thing in play.
Seize the day, my minions.
Each opponent discards a card.
Sorry for your loss.
So, I guess we have to do this here.
This was a wasted opportunity.
to untap blue source. Again. God damn it. Temples are biting me in the ass a little too often. Yep.
I am
Lost to the temple.
God of... Oh, my cover's blown, isn't it? Surely you can handle a little pain.
Uh-huh. This fucking sucks. There's just nothing I can do. Just like Stone Cold Dead Tybalt. With just mono removal and planeswalkers. That's what we're doing here. I can't stop it. Sure.
Watch the outfit. It's borrowed. Mine.
So this does give us a window to destroy this now.
My job here is done.
Might be recoverable. Okay. Our opponent's deck is just built to beat our deck. Fun. Bring in the Klings, bring out the Deadweight. Bring in the Claves. Bring out the Lull Mage's Domination. Bring out Crippling Fear of One Mind. Essence Scatter. Negate, Stroke. Maybe I do leave the Essence Scatter. There's nothing else I really want to cut, though. Yeah, I mean, main deck Pelucranos. Like, we had a window where if we would have drawn an untapped land instead of double Temple, we would have been able to counter to the Tibalt. We wouldn't have had to spend all our resources trying to manage the Tibalt, and the Tibalt got them enough cards that we couldn't stop them from winning at that point. Pelucranos is just like a huge fuck you to us in particular. If you haven't seen that Reddit, check it out. Them playing Pelucranos and us being on Rogues was just fuck you in particular. Pile of cards and planeswalkers. Pile of cards and planeswalkers. Sure. Hoping to top a land here if at all possible. See if our first 5 creatures get killed like they did last game. Sure, kill spell. This does mean we'll have Mystic Dispute up next turn. Elspeth's Nightmare. Yeah, we gotta counter that. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Sure. Yeah. We would have gotten one more land in some of these draws. We would have been able to put Loris in hand and keep up Drown in the Lock. But now we're basically out of resources. All right, we got to win. I guess Lull Mage's Domination kind of takes care of that if it comes out. Maybe that's worth running one Lull Mage's Domination. What would we cut? Cut a Dispute. Sure. All right. Sure. Well, you can just make that a 1/2 flyer if you want. One, 3. Sure, sure. Should have waited until the end step. Now we can blood chiefs. The hell? Yep. Yep. Sure. At the very least, we're getting one free critter out of this. And then, yep. He's got enough that we can counter most stuff, but we don't have an answer to any of his escape creatures yet. Milled one of our threats, that's pretty great. Huh. Sure. It's not a card we care about countering. He's eventually going to mill us to our own cling. Sure. I mean, this is annoying, but it's not going to be lethal. Huh. He got his escape card before I did. That sucks. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we can kick this. Yep, just gonna cast that every turn until we die. That's a good plan. Okay. It counts as 1? Okay. Counts as 1. No cling. I guess we're going to have to end the story here to try to dig for cling now. No. Or that. Yep. Sure. Nope. I don't know how many of our counters have already been milled. Fair amount. Huh. Well, since we don't have a counter spell, Thieves, Soaring Loris. And then Thieves. He's got Peluquenos now, though, if he wants it. Didn't have any better options there, kids. No counter spells. Normally, we should be able to beat a matchup of just ramping into big planeswalkers, but we did not draw the stuff we needed in the way we needed it, and that is the game of Magic. So that was a couple games with Dimir Rogues. Still not a deck I really enjoy. It doesn't have the lines that I really appreciate, and I'm not really a counter Magic player. It's not a strategy I enjoy, kind of having to sit back and wait for these sort of pressure-filled windows to know when to use your counterspell to greatest effect. I prefer to be a mid-range player, trading resources, but currently in the format, as I've said a million times before, Magic doesn't favor mid-range strategies anymore. So it's essentially you play an aggro deck or you play Sultai Ultimatum. That sucks. That really sucks, but that's the way the game is right now. So we're going to go back to draft and just call an audible on this whole standard nonsense until it sucks less. My name is Gravity Groove. This has been Not Safe for Work Magic. If you've enjoyed the content and enjoyed the salt, feel free to like, subscribe, say hello down below, talk about what decks you like playing and how much you hate Sultai Ultimatum, because I'm sick of it. Once again, thanks for hanging out, and I hope to see you again sometime. Boom.